Oh, for goodness sakes, this is pathetic. This is pathetic, Mr. Chair.
Will be in order.
I am not asking trick questions here. Yes or no? Has the Department of Justice talked to Deputy Secretary Feinberg about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein, which are clearly spelled out in the files? It's a very simple question. It's not a trick question. I'm just asking you.
Yeah, I'm stunned that you want to continue talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Epstein
Okay, I'm reclaiming my time. I'm asking you not a trick question, a simple question. The American people have a right to know the answers to this. These are senior officials in the Trump administration. This is not a game, Secretary.
I'm Attorney General.
My apologies, I couldn't tell.
I want the record to reflect that, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
Oh,
he is Jewish. I just want to be clear.
Do you want to go there, Attorney General? Do you want to go there? Are you serious? Talking about anti-Semitism to a woman who lost her grandfather in the Holocaust? Really?
The DOJ was literally spying on Congress members while they reviewed the Epstein files, and Bondi used that surveillance to attack the people asking questions. Like a mean girl who got called to the principal's office and decided to bring receipts on everyone else instead of answering for what she did. Watch what happens when Balint finally has enough.
Attorney General Bondi, according to your department, a child is sexually abused in the United States every 9 minutes, and the vast majority of survivors never get justice. And that's one of the reasons why I think the Epstein case has resonated so deeply with so many Americans. And the other reason, I think, is because it has revealed a two-tiered system of justice. And the powerful are protected, and the survivors rarely get any accountability. And the Epstein files contain evidence of a multi-decade international criminal conspiracy involving some of the wealthiest and the most powerful people in the world. There's evidence of financial crimes, political corruption, sex trafficking, and of course, horrible sexual abuse. And I want to remind everybody, this isn't a game. These are real people, people who have suffered, who are sitting here with us today, and they deserve answers, and they deserve accountability. And I'm here to try to get some for them. Now, I've seen some of the unredacted Epstein files, and obviously, as you know, President Trump's name is all over them, but so are the names of other senior Trump officials: Howard Lutnick, Secretary of Commerce; John Phelan, the Secretary of the Navy; and Stephen Feinberg, the Deputy Secretary of Defense. These men were appointed by President Trump to senior positions in his administration. All of them have clear and confirmed ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Attorney General Bondi, yes or no, has the Justice Department asked Secretary Lutnick about his ties to Epstein?
Excuse me. Secretary Lutnick has addressed those ties himself.
I'm asking you, has the Justice Department specifically asked Secretary Lutnick about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein?
He has addressed those ties himself.
Has the DOJ asked Secretary Phelan about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein?
I don't know whether he has addressed those or not.
Has the Deputy Secretary Feinberg talked to the Department of Justice about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein? Yes or no? Has the Department of Justice talked to Deputy Secretary Feinberg about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein, which are clearly spelled out in the files? It's a very simple question. It's not a trick question. I'm just asking you.
Yeah, I'm stunned that you want to continue talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Epstein
Okay, I'm reclaiming my time. I'm asking you not a trick question, a simple question. Okay, so what is clear is we have evidence.
Do you know who Chris Malin is?
We have evidence that 3 senior officials within the Trump administration have ties to Jeffrey Epstein. And what I can conclude, I can conclude from what you are saying that you have not talked to them.
What does ties mean?
I think Americans would be shocked to learn that you are not interested in talking with these officials who have ties to Jeffrey Epstein.
What does ties mean? Can you define that?
Across the world, prominent men who've been exposed in the files have resigned their jobs in disgrace. And that's a good first start. And that same standard,
not saying the word Chris Malin.
standard should apply here. and Americans want accountability.
Who is Chris Malin?
Was the president
he?
aware? Please stop talking. It is not your time to ask
was
questions. It is not your time. I'm reclaiming my time, Mr. Chair.
One second.
Time belongs to the gentlelady from Vermont.
Was the president aware of Secretary Lutnick's ties to Epstein when he chose him to lead the Department of Commerce? Was he aware?
Chris Malin was a Border Patrol agent.
Okay, so
He
I'm
was
going to
shot,
conclude
and
that
she
the president,
never
in fact,
mentioned
did
him
know about his
in
ties
her
because he
district.
was the next door neighbor.
Shame on you.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
You're
this
from
is
a tiny,
pathetic. This
beautiful
is
state.
pathetic, Mr.
Committee will
Chair.
be in order.
I am not asking trick questions here.
You
The
got your
American
5
people
minutes.
have a right to know the answers to this. These are senior officials in the Trump administration. This is not a game, Secretary.
I'm Attorney General.
My apologies, I couldn't tell. By 2008, we knew that Epstein was a convicted sexual abuser. And we now know that Lutnick went to Epstein's Island in 2012. How was that not a deal breaker for the president? And why aren't you asking questions of the Commerce Secretary about what he saw when he was at the island, which he lied about not ever going to? Why are you not asking these questions? And I see that my time is almost expired, so I will say this.
Game.
Do the right thing, Attorney General. Meet with the survivors. They have been asking for a year. Meet with the survivors. Do the right thing. I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back. The gentleman from South Carolina is recognized for 5 minutes.
May I have 20 seconds of his time?
That'll be up to the gentleman, but
Absolutely, Madam
Thank you. Thank you. I was curious if you, Congresswoman, asked Bill Clinton that. Didn't see one tweet, not one. I didn't see one tweet when Joe Biden was in office about Bill Clinton. Didn't ask Merrick Garland anything about Epstein, not once when he was
Weak sauce. Weak
And
sauce.
also, I want the record to reflect that, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
Oh,
He is Jewish. I just want to be clear.
do you want to go there, Attorney
time
General?
belongs
Or
to
do
the
you want to go there? Are
Time
you
belongs to the
serious?
gentleman
Talking
from
about
South
anti-Semitism
Carolina.
to a woman who
Lady
lost
will-
her grandfather in the
I reclaim
Holocaust?
my time. I
Really?
reclaim my time.
Really?
the committee will be in order.
Talk to Jared Wise about anti-Semitism.
She called her anti-Semitic. Pam Bondi, the Attorney General of the United States, looked at a Jewish woman whose grandfather was murdered walking out of a Nazi concentration camp and called her anti-Semitic in front of the survivors, the actual victims of Epstein's trafficking ring who had been waiting 1 full year just to get a meeting. Not prosecutions, not justice, just a meeting. And Bondi spent the entire hearing attacking the questioners while never once turning her chair around to acknowledge the human beings sitting behind her whose lives were destroyed. And here is the part that should keep you up at night. This was not a coincidence. The DOJ was tracking every search the Congress members made while reviewing the Epstein files. They had minders in the room. They had printouts. They knew exactly what Balint had been looking at. And the moment Balint started asking about Commerce Secretary Lutnick, Bondi reached into that burn book and pulled out an anti-Semitism accusation specifically designed to shut her down. They used government surveillance of a co-equal branch of Congress as a weapon in a hearing room. Even the Speaker of the House said it was inappropriate. The Speaker, the man who never defends Democrats. That is how far over the line this was. Now let us talk about Lutnick because this story does not end there. This man told Congress his last interaction with Epstein was in 2005. That was a lie. The files show he went to Epstein's Island in 2012 with his wife, his 4 children, his nannies, to have lunch with a convicted registered sex offender. And when Balint asked Bondi why the DOJ has never once sat down with him to ask what he saw on that island, Bondi said he addressed it himself. He lied to Congress and addressed it himself, and that is good enough for the Attorney General of the United States. Balint called it exactly what it is. This is the Epstein administration. Trump's name is all over the files. 3 senior cabinet officials named in the files, the DOJ spying on Congress to protect the files, the Attorney General attacking survivors instead of meeting them, and Bondi had one single human moment available to her that entire day. One moment, turn around, look at those survivors sitting behind you, say, "I am sorry for what happened to you," 3 seconds. She could not find them. Instead, she opened her burn book and started throwing punches at the people trying to get those survivors justice. That is not a morality gap. That is a complete absence of morality. And the most chilling part of all of this is that those survivors walked out of that hearing room feeling exactly the same way they walked in, unseen, unheard, and unprotected by the very department that was built to protect them.